When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. Well, today, we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax, the first in New York's history. This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5 million, whose owners do not live full-time in the city. Like for this penthouse, which hedge fund CEO Ken Griffin bought for $238 million. This pied-à-terre tax is specifically designed for the richest of the rich, those who store their wealth in New York City real estate, but who don't actually live here. But even so, they're able to reap the huge financial rewards of owning property in, dare I say, the greatest city in the world. And most of the time, these units are sitting empty, since again, they don't actually live here. This is a fundamentally unfair system that hurts working New Yorkers. Now, it's coming to an end. This tax will raise at least $500 million directly for the city. It'll help fund things like free childcare, cleaner streets, and safer neighborhoods. As mayor, I believe everyone has a role to play in contributing to our city, and some a little bit more than others. Happy Tax Day, New York.
He really means some, all of the burden. $500 million. How many New Yorkers are paying taxes that's equivalent to $500 million in taxes? What are you saying, bro? You know what I mean? People have to pay taxes to get the $500 million. And you're talking about wealthy people who their estate is being taxed and generating $500 million, not their income. Y'all are stupid. Let me give you an example. Ken Griffin, what's his name? Ken Griffin? I want to call him Ken Griffin Jr., but it's not. I don't hear anything. What's his name? Ken Griffin. I don't know why I want to call him Ken Griffin Jr., but obviously it's not. I met Ken Griffin one time. Well, I was at an event and I saw him. I did not realize he was this rich. Really, that whole commercial, I was thinking $280 million for a residence. That dude has got crazy money. But you know what he's going to do? Because he doesn't live there, we're going to tax him. He's just going to go live there. He's going to live there 6 months out of the year because he can. And then you get no money from him. Or you know what? The particular tax loophole that he's talking about is not including people who own property, who rent their property to somebody else. So tell me this, if he's going to spend $40 million on his tax, he could pay a person $1 million to live in his penthouse when he's not there. He could pay you $1 million, go live in a penthouse and sign a lease agreement, and I'll pay you $1 million to go stay in my penthouse. And I don't have to pay $40 million to the state, and it doesn't even apply to me. Or what Ken Griffin do is sell that real estate and go buy a crazier house in Florida next to the water. And then you don't have him to gouge from. I don't know why they keep lying to y'all. If I was a billionaire, I'd just be like, oh, I'm just going to move. Or I'll rent it out to somebody for $1 million. It's a loophole in it somewhere. Or I'll just go stay there 6 months out of the year since I stay there, 6 months there and 6 months in Florida. I'll just stay in New York most of the time. How they know he's staying there? All you got to do is stay there majority of the time. He travels a lot for business. Anyway, these people got so many ways to screw you, and rich people ain't paying no taxes. It's crazy. We'll see how they work out. All right, Donald Trump had something to say about it, which I thought was very unique. He said, sadly, Mayor Mamdani is destroying New York. It has no chance. The United States of America should not contribute to its failure. It will only get worse. The tax policies are so wrong. People are fleeing. They must change their ways and fast. History has proven this stuff just doesn't work. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. All right. Come on, man. It didn't work. You're talking about a real estate mogul that spent the majority of his time in New York buying real estate and doing real estate deals, and he was a mogul. And he's telling you it doesn't work. This is Mamdani talking about taxing the rich again. Roll it.
And so for all of the discussion of the imagined exodus that would take place were we to tax the wealthiest New Yorkers by the appropriate amount, I say imagined because before I was a mayor, I was a state legislator, and I was part of an effort to increase taxes on millionaires at that time. We were told the same thing then. And what we find now is that we have more millionaires today than we did at that time, even after having passed that tax. And so for all of that conversation about this imagined exodus, we have to reckon with the very real exodus that we are seeing in the city, an exodus of working class people, an exodus of those who cannot afford to live here. And for many who work here, who now find their residence in Jersey City or in Connecticut or in Pennsylvania, anywhere else where their dollar can go a little bit further. And we've seen just in a snapshot from 2000 to 2020, the city lost 200,000 of its black residents. That is the cost of inaction. And so that also speaks to the urgency of this conversation and this advocacy, and it is a representation of the fact that while this is a global issue, it is also very much a local issue here in New York City.
You know how dumb you got to be to believe this dude? He say there's no real exodus. We have more millionaires. Let me explain something to you, right? Your $1 million now don't go as far as $1 million 50 years ago, 20 years ago. So, yeah, you can have more millionaires, but that $1 million is not stretching not one bit. Now, let's put this in perspective. There's a very big difference of a person making $1 million a year and making $300 million. And then there's a very big difference of a person that's a $300 million earner and somebody that makes billions of dollars. Corporations that are making billions of dollars. Those are different people. You can have 400,000 millionaires, but you have 20, 50 billionaires. Now, 400,000 is a lot, but you get what I'm saying. A couple billionaires are, if you ever look at this documentary, it's called Millionaires versus Billionaires, and you'll realize these are not two different, this is, billionaires make millionaires look like homeless people in poverty. I'm telling you, these billionaires got a $300, $400 million yacht that they don't even see. Ken Griffin got a almost $300 million residence that he don't even live in. These people don't even make that much. Millionaires don't make that much money. If you made $1 million a year, it will take you 238 years to make what Ken Griffin paid on a residence that he don't even live at. Do you understand that? Or to take 238 millionaires to make enough money to equate to the residence that Ken Griffin don't even live in. These billionaires are on another level. So when he say we have more millionaires, but if you're losing the billionaires, that's where a chunk of your money is going.